And get set up and see if I come up easily. Sometimes I do not. I am Shantae with Completely Crafty by Shantae. Just want to welcome you to my live. And yes, here I am. So perfect. We are going to be working on a St. Patrick's Day wreath for today. Just want to make a couple of items for my my shop. And so I'm working on Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. So this is the inspiration for our sign. It says, "Oh, how lucky," and has a little shamrock on there. So let's see if I can find myself on yep. Just wanted to make sure I was on YouTube as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to do the poof method. And I'm using a 13-inch frame, but like it expands out to about 20 once all of these ties are out. So this is what we're going to be working on today. I have a couple other, I don't have too many items for St. Patrick's Day, but I like to have at least 10 or more of any particular season or holiday in my shop at any given time, or at least at the beginning, so that, you know, I have a variety for customers to choose from. So I didn't have many, so I thought I would go ahead. I'm so afraid. I'm going to tighten up with a zip tie because I'm afraid it's not going to stay. And we can't have the first one come loose. Then it messes with the whole train. Let's tighten this up a little bit. And I'm going to trim a little bit more so it's clean. All right. So again, I'm just doing the poof method. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, because I didn't have a live after Christmas. And this is the first one of the new year, so hopefully everyone had a great new year as well. New Year's for us was quiet. Well, New Year's Eve, rather. My husband fell asleep. So, we didn't do much of anything. I did make sure before midnight I was up so I could say my prayer, so I could pray in the new year at least. And then we went to church on New Year's, so. I'm from Philadelphia, and so I just remember growing up, we were always in church on New Year's Eve. And so that's what I'm used to doing, but the church that I go to now didn't have a New Year's Eve service. So, but just making sure my poofs are expanded and not. It's a little weird because I am technically right-handed. I do a lot with my left hand, but I'm right-handed, so having to control everything with my left hand is a little wonky. I put a poll out to see, or not a poll, but like a question to see how many still have their Christmas decoration up. I am one of those people. You know, I enjoy Christmas and I enjoy the decoration, so it's still up. But I have a like a pencil tree in my breakfast room that I use to decorate for all the holidays. Oh, you know what? Let me change my angle. Sorry about that. And so I will probably this weekend at least take the decoration off of it so that I can put my Valentine decoration on it. And it'll stay up for a little bit, and then I'll switch it to Easter. So I'm just getting my base together. Sometimes, you know, Facebook lets people know I'm on. Sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully, if you're not catching me live, you'll get the replay and then just enjoy what I'm doing. I just come on every week just to hang out with you guys and get some inventory in my shop. And I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone, hang out with you, and actually do it. I did make one wreath. I'm trying to think if it was on New Year's Day or if it was, maybe it was New Year's Day. Oops. So this will be my second one of the year. And with it being the 4th, I feel like I'm a little behind. All right, so this is the last poof. And I'm just going to cut the extra off and then attach it. I'm going to use my zip tie to attach it. We are busy. My husband coaches basketball, so we were in Connecticut for a basketball tournament. It was last week, and so we took the boys and their families. We went to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Massachusetts, and the boys really got a kick out of that to see, you know, some of the basketball players, how tall they are, their wingspan, and how, you know, some of our kids, you know, are as tall, but some of them are not nearly as tall as these basketball players, and the size of their shoes were ridiculous. So I'm using 3 different kinds of mesh. This is this ombre light green, which is really, really pretty. And then I have this regular green and a lime green. So I'm just going to alternate them. Just going to do a ruffle. That was my second time going because my husband took me a few years ago and I had a great time. And when he mentioned they were going for the tournament, he said, well, what about going to the Hall of Fame too? And so I was like, I think they would love that. Oh, please, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. It was a great time, you know, bonding for the kids, as well as the parents getting to know one another better. So that was fun. The games were fun too. We went to the first game was a school where my husband coached prior to him leaving Connecticut. That game was very interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. It was very physical, but our boys held their own. You know, we had a couple of bruises, bumps and bruises, but for the most part, you know, they were able to hold their own. We lost that game, but we survived. And then the second school we went to, it's a school where my husband played basketball. And he received a very warm welcome from the AD when they announced the team. They announced how he was an alumni and that he was a 4-time champion, because during the years that he was there, they won the state championships 4 times. So they gave him some love, and I teased him after the game. I said, "How much did you pay him to make a fuss?" But it was very nice that they recognized him as being a player. And that game was also physical, and, you know, not only bumps and bruises, you know, a couple of kids really got worked over a lot. They were very physical, but we won that game. So it was a good game though. If you're out there, make sure you say hello so I know you're there. I see people are watching. I just don't, no one has said hello yet. So hello and welcome, or welcome back if this is not your first time. I appreciate your support. I don't know how many else. I didn't do any resolutions necessarily for this year, but I did do I didn't necessarily do personal goals, but I did do, I feel like, some business goals that I want to accomplish. And I decided that I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm just going to, you know, do bite size. I don't know if maybe I cut too many. I may have cut too many of these. We shall see. I thought I did the math right, but I may not have. I would rather guess cut too many than not enough, because I didn't have a whole roll of this ombre green, and so I was so afraid that I wasn't going to have enough. So I cut that first to see how many I had. All right, this is the last one for this row. For the long, I probably tell this story every time I use something with green in it. But for the longest time, I did not like green. I went to an all-girl Catholic high school, and they had us sectioned off based on our years by color. So the freshman class wore green shoelaces, and we had a green emblem on our uniform. Then sophomores were blue, juniors were yellow, and seniors were red. So as a freshman, they treated you like babies. They dressed you up like babies. And so I wasn't feeling that. So I didn't like green. And I wouldn't wear it for the longest time because I felt like I was traumatized. Don't get me wrong. I had a great, high school experience. It was just, I just didn't care for it my freshman year. All right, so it looks like I cut more of these than I cut the other colors. So I'm just going to use as many of these as I can. But I tell that story to say I'm liking this green. All right, so let's see. I might need to cut. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 3. Oh, maybe not. I have just enough of these. They will just be a little cluster as opposed to even out. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. This mesh here is thick and bad on your nails, whereas the ombre one and this lime one, they're a little softer, so not too bad on my nails. I haven't had a manicure in I don't know how long. I stopped doing it only because with doing these Wreaths, it messed up the manicure, so they weren't lasting that long. All right, so I just have 2 more. And this is the last one. If you are typing anything in or talking, just want to let you know I do not see any comments, so I am not ignoring you, and I will respond at the end because sometimes that's what Facebook does. It doesn't show me any comments, and so then I just have to respond when it's over. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our tails. And I picked out this plaid and this solid, and I'm just going to alternate. I know some people will cut off the excess, but I only normally do that when I use pipe cleaner because I don't like the way that look. But I feel like this will, I wanted to add some tubing, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to stick with the ribbon, keep it simple. while I was in Connecticut, I hit Michael's, me and one of the other moms, and I picked up some more Christmas items, and I had given this year Christmas cards to all of my customers, and my aunt is one of my customers, and so I made the cards myself with my Cricut, and she was like, "You need to sell these. I would buy some of these at Christmas time." And so I was like, "Okay, I can do that." So while Michael's had sale on their 12-inch paper cardstock, so I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and buy some now, and then come the fall, or maybe even the summertime, I'll start making, batches of maybe 10 or 12 and see if they sell at my craft shows. Because I would like to be able to not just sell wreaths. I would like to, because my business name is Completely Crafty, and so I started off with Cricut, but then I found, my love for making wreaths, and so I don't do as many Cricut projects unless I'm doing something for my business with my Cricut. So I thought I would start implementing, or including rather, some other items that I use with making my Cricut. So we'll see how that goes. And it also helps with, different price points for people who visit the booth. Because not everyone can afford an $80 wreath, but they might be able to afford, a $10 pack of cards, All right. I don't know if I've been on, I don't think I have been doing, I guess it was the Friday, because Christmas was on Sunday. So the Friday before Christmas, the pipes in my kitchen froze. So we had that experience once before, and the last time the pipes burst. So I was very concerned because I knew we were going to go away, and I did not want them to burst while while we were away. And so, before they even burst, we knew it was going to get cold. So we had the heater in front of it thinking that would work. It did not, because it got to like 4 degrees, I think. And the wind was wicked crazy. So the only sink that the water had an issue was the kitchen, because that was the one that is the only one facing the outside. And so we did not get water in the kitchen until Monday. We had 2 heaters on it. I had my blow dryer directly on the pipes, and nothing was working. And I was telling my husband I was a little concerned that, because it would drip a little, not a lot, just like maybe a drip every hour or so. And I was concerned that, are we defrosting it and then it's freezing back up? Or, is the pipes going to be able to weather, the heat and then the cold, the heat and then the cold? So I was, freaking out. But luckily, actually luck had nothing to do with it. I think that we did not have any issues, and probably it was Monday afternoon, the day before we were supposed to leave, the water started working. So I was very thankful. All right, we are done this bottom row. And now we're going to be working on the last bit. Although I can't see your comments, let me know what you think so far. My husband didn't have practice today, and I was hoping he would come down and hang with me, but he had to be to work at, I think, 5 o'clock this morning to meet with one of his employees. So he said he was taking a nap. Well, he was going to go to bed early. So he ate dinner, and I don't hear the TV anymore, so he must be asleep. So tell him at least come down so I can have somebody to talk to. I use this beige just to break up all that green, to give it some balance. One of my business goals for this year is to get, when I'm at craft shows, people sign up for, email, provide their emails for me to, send information, whether it's coupons or just information on, decorating and things. And I really have not utilized them effectively. And so my goal for my business is to start sending out newsletters, even if it's just, how I'm decorating a room. Because I love to do tablescapes. I love to set the table for a holiday. And so my goal is to start sending out a newsletter. I also want to be able to, do more on my social media, like, aside from my lives, to put more content out. And it's not that I don't have the content. I just feel like, I don't know if I have, I'm missing something. So it's my goal to work on that. So, all right. Almost done. We're going to add the sign, and then I think I'm going to do a bow. It won't be a big bow, but we'll add one. All right, so this is the last one. If you are joining for the first time, I am Shantae of Completely Crafty by Shantae, so welcome. And again, I was telling, I'm not seeing any comments, so I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see it, and I will respond when this is over. All right, so this is the last one for this row. And I think I'm going to put it on this side, and I'll put the bow on the other. This one is nice and full. the wreath that I made on Sunday, or maybe it was Monday. The days are all a blur because I was off for a week, so I don't know who's on first. I put it on the door that I used to take my photos, and I came down yesterday morning, or this morning rather, and it had fallen. So now I'm gonna have to get something else to hang my wreath so I can take my photos. All right. All right, so we have our sign. And then I'm going to move my basket. And then let's make a quick, simple bow. And I'm going to use all of the ribbons that I used in the wreath, but I'm going to add this one, this plaid. So let's see. I think the tail is 12 inches. I always trim, I don't know why I do it, but I trim the top one. Trim the top tail. Also, as a reminder, I'm going to use February, because it's my mommy's birthday month, and to honor her, do Customer Appreciation Month. And hopefully we'll do some giveaways, or probably I will just maybe give away the wreath that I make on that last Wednesday in that month. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do. But I picked February because it was the month in which I did my first live, and I did my first live on my mommy's birthday. She's no longer with us, and so I thought, okay, I will also do Customer Appreciation Month. All right, just two more. Nothing major. And I'm known to add things afterwards, so I might add some florals in here. I'm not sure. Maybe. But if I make any changes, I will make sure that I take a pic and post it. All right, and then I'm just going to do this one as the center loop. Only because I like the plaid. All right, I'm just going to use a zip tie. My husband's basketball team, we have one more road trip. Well, I say one more road trip. One more far road trip. We've gone to 3 long overnight road trips. Well, we have 3 scheduled. We've done 2. We have one more. So we're going to Greenbrier to play some teams down there. So just pray we have good weather. All right, so I'll fluff more once I get it on the wreath. We're going to put this bow up a little bit above the sign, but off to the right. I want to thank you guys for hanging out, because I do see people are there. I just don't know who's there. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. All right, so I'm just going to fluff my bow a little. And then trim these tails. And we will be done. I think next week, I wrote down that I'm going to do a Valentine wreath, because I don't have much Valentine in inventory either. So I'm just trying to get my shot stocked. So I love this ribbon because it's nice and stiff. Okay. All right, so here we have it. Our St. Patty's Deco mesh wreath. And it says, the sign says, "Oh, how lucky." I'm just going to change the view for just a second so I can say goodnight and thank you guys for hanging out with me. If this was your first time, welcome, and I appreciate you coming and spending 45 minutes or 40 minutes with me. If you're returning, I appreciate your support, and I will see you next Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any ideas for projects, please be sure to put those in the comments. You guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you soon.